He wasn't your typical Hollywood hero. Before the fame, before the movies, Lee Marvin was a Marine who bled on the battlefield long before he ever stood before a camera. This is the story of a man who lived through war, laughter, love, and loss, and carried it all into his unforgettable career. Born in 1924, young Lee Marvin grew up restless, brilliant, and misunderstood. He struggled with ADHD and dyslexia, hated school, and loved adventure. Hunting and exploring the wild Florida Everglades became his escape. But war came calling. At 18, he joined the Marine Corps, fighting through some of the bloodiest battles of the Pacific. On the island of Saipan, he was shot twice, once in the foot, once near the spine, and barely survived. The scars, both physical and emotional, would stay with him forever. Later in life, Marvin said, "It was the Marines who taught me to act." Maybe that's why his performances always felt so real, because they were. After the war, he stumbled into acting almost by accident. Working as a plumber, he was asked to fill in for a sick performer, and something clicked. Soon he was performing on stage in New York, his tuition paid by the GI Bill. Hollywood noticed. By the early 1950s, he appeared in The Big Heat, The Wild One, and Violent Saturday, building a reputation as the ultimate on-screen tough guy. But it wasn't all grit. There was a quiet intelligence behind those cold blue eyes. In 1965, Marvin showed the world he could do it all. In the comedy western Cat Ballou, he played both the ruthless killer Tim Strawn and the drunken gunslinger Kid Shalene. The dual performance made audiences laugh, cry, and cheer, and earned Marvin his first Academy Award. When he accepted the Oscar, he simply said, "Half of this belongs to a horse." It was funny, humble, and pure Lee Marvin, the soldier who never forgot where he came from. But fame has its shadows. Behind the scenes, Marvin fought alcoholism and heartbreak. His relationship with actress Michelle Triola led to the famous Palimony court case, one of the first in Hollywood history. Despite the chaos, Marvin never stopped working, starring in classics like The Dirty Dozen and Point Blank. By the 1980s, age and illness began to catch up. His health declined, but his spirit remained unbroken. When he passed away in 1987, his final wish was honored, a military burial at Arlington National Cemetery. No mention of Oscars, no mention of fame, just one simple line. Lee Marvin, Private First Class, U.S. Marine Corps. For Lee Marvin, stardom was just a chapter, not the story. He once said, "Hollywood puts your name on a star, and one day you'll find a pile of dust on it. That's showbiz." He was a man who lived by his own code, tough, loyal, and real, until the end. Thank you for watching this tribute to Lee Marvin, the soldier, the actor, and the legend. Don't forget to subscribe to Golden Age Stars for more stories that keep the spirit of classic Hollywood alive.